to my friends and my fellow souls. I am here to do a bit of an energy reading. We're going to be looking at these as like a sort of book with like all the different, only positive. This is a hype up reading, by the way. So we're just looking at all sorts of positive things about your energy and what you bring to other people when you enter a room, what you read as from further away, and so on and so forth. We'll get more into it as we see the specific cards, because I can't necessarily speak as to like, not everyone goes outside all the time, you know? But to help you choose, I have these little leaf stickers. They're very cute. They're all covered with this bronze gold glitter. And I'm going to assign these. Let's see here. 1. 2. Whoops. And 3. And then you can go ahead and pick one of your piles. We have this this pile and this little leaf. Let me make sure. Oh, wrong. Haha. This little leaf for pile number 1. Pile number 2 is this little leaf. And I'm being called to pile number 3 for this one as well for some reason, because I had a hard time choosing between these two. So again, if you're one of the people who can sit through 2 readings, this will be a lot shorter. So hopefully that will be helpful. And this is pile number 3 with this little leaf. I hope these are showing up right. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I will see you all in your reading once you have chosen a pile. I will give you a moment to meditate on them, and then I will see you there. Also, I apologize for the fan sound. All right, so pile number 1. If you chose this leaf, if I could get it actually in the right spot, that would be nice. There. If you chose this leaf, or pile number 1, this is your pile. I will put your leaf right over here. Put them on the little crystal. There we go. And for you, I have a number of cards that were already shuffled off camera because I need to save space on my computer. The first one that we have is a message from the universe. My vibes speak louder than my words. So this is a really good energy card right there. I can already tell this is someone who is a great person to hang out with. I would say even in like small parties or like whatever the case may be, whether you're more introverted or more extroverted, you seem like a fun person to be around. I would like to know who you are. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you seem like you always have something new that you might be working on, like you're always starting something new, you always have new projects going on. Maybe you're one of those like constant WIP people, like you just have a huge pile of that kind of stuff going around. The Ace of Swords in reverse. So maybe not the most talkative person. Yeah, my vibes speak louder than my words. There you go. And the Knight of Swords. But when you do have something to say, you will say it. Like you will cut to the point. You seem like maybe more of a, let me make sure you can see all these, because we got all these cute little guys. You'll have to, I'm just going to move the mic. Hold on. See? So we have this little guy. I'll turn him upright so you can see him. The monkey with a sword. He's a monkey with a sword. So we have the monkey with the sword. And that's the Ace of Swords in reverse. So you may not always have like new ideas and things like that. You may find yourself stumped on that kind of stuff. But your energy is very, you bring something new every time, but you also don't seem to speak on it or articulate your ideas as much as you maybe could, because it's clear that you have a lot of really good ones. I'm being called to speak on ideas specifically, so if you are maybe not that kind of a person, this is the Knight of Swords, all the rainbow and everything, he's just running off. Still has a sword, and the swords represent a lot of communication and stuff like that, so having 2 of them right there, especially one in reverse. Oh, my voice is going to be in and out on this. You'll have to forgive me. I was moving about and I got excited about this. All of these lovely. So completion came out as well. So yeah, it may be like I really feel like if you aren't the type of person to have like a number of works in progress and to have like all of them all over the place, this might not be your pile. But I mean, you're always welcome to as well. And the Time Master. Wow, this is a really, really interesting reading. So I would say that even if you feel like you don't have a lot of stuff that's being done, people definitely view you as someone who has a lot of stuff going on. Like they definitely see you as someone who's busy. They maybe like keep to themselves a lot because they seem really busy. You seem like you just have all of your stuff together. I'm going to go over to the Time Master book for this because that's one I have not pulled out yet. Completion is obviously a cycle, as we can see here. It just continues and continues and continues. So that is sort of the nature of completion in and of itself, is it always begets new projects. There's actually something I will link in the description below, actually, is a speech by, not a speech, it was an interview from Ken Atchity, who is I think he may be a doctor, actually, Dr. Ken Atchity. I'm not 100% sure. But he was talking about avoiding the postpartum depression, quote unquote, of finishing a project by always starting another one before you finish one. And that's one way to look at certain things. But again, the works in progress and stuff seem like it's all right. Yeah, you definitely seem like you understand. People at least view you, and your energy in general appears to be someone that really understands the cyclical nature of time. And maybe at the moment, because this came out upside down a little bit, I'm still going to turn it upright because we have this cyclical, the same kind of situation going on here, and this is irreversible. It may not be like a loud endeavor when you do complete something in particular, like when you're finished with a project, you may keep it to yourself, but there does come a point eventually when you, there does come a point eventually where you end up speaking about certain things, and people are probably going to be amazed, like, how did you figure out how to show such mastery over your time? Like, how do you manage to complete all of these things and show off all of these incredible achievements when you didn't even tell anybody that you were going to be doing that kind of stuff. So that's, I think, the general energy that I'm getting for this pile at the moment. I am willing to pull out another card or two here because although I wanted to keep these a lot shorter, I do want to do at least one more card, and the Pocket Oracle specifically was one that really wanted to come out. So I'll bring that out for this one since we have the Time Master here. And I don't know if we'll go with this card here. The Wind, number 63. And we have 2 9s here as well. So yeah, that completion thing. You're always finishing something. You're always working on something new, and other people are able to sense this creative energy about you. They're able to notice, like, if you're just walking down the street, if you're minding your own business, they're noticing the fact that you have an air about you coming from all of these things, and the way you bear yourself after all of these things that you've worked on is very, it's hard to describe. It's like a very indescribable quality. Like, my vibes speak louder than my words. I think that's partially why I'm getting tongue-tied here. People actually may get tongue-tied around you if it's even worse now. So if you're noticing that and that works for you, then by all means. Let me take a sip of my tea here really quick. Cheers. Cheers for that, because your vibes are something that are kind of indescribable. I give this pile the Indescribable Vibes title. But let's look at this Wind card with 63 and see if there's anything that I can read directly from the book here. I didn't for the Time Master. I will say, when the Time Master visits you, he asks a most important question. Will you break free from limited cause and effect thinking by moving beyond the linear illusion and welcoming the cyclic quality of time? You find yourself in a moment when the wheel of time turns and you're able to influence the past, thus changing the present and future simultaneously. You're being invited to take back your power, so let go of the past and choose to step into your life. In this moment, you are all-powerful. You are the Time Master. Anything is possible now. And don't worry about running out of time is also a message from that. But that was the Time Master. I hadn't read it previously because I got so excited about the general vibe, if you will. I got to stop saying that word so much in the reading. But it just is. It's impressive, I think, is a good word for it. If people were to see you walking down the street, or just see the way you carry yourself, or spend some time around you, although all of these cards are more towards the beginning of things, and then Knife Swords just kind of goes in and out and does whatever he needs to do. I feel like there's like a distance here for a lot of people, maybe, and especially for me, I'm sensing like a distance, like oh, don't read my energy that closely, but I do want to say, just from even like the personal experience with the energy of this pile, you are people that seem like you're very knowledgeable. You're people that seem like you you know what you're doing in life. And even if you don't know what you're doing in life, you at least have that going for you, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I make it very clear a lot of the time. I don't know for sure if I would qualify as that same type of person, but I can say that the people I've known have been very interesting, very like just riveting to listen to. My partner I can think of as one person, and a few of my other friends as well. So there's just a lot of different vibes that would qualify as someone who just comes across as like, oh my god, you just came up with that? Like, how did you come up with that then? And then you're just sitting there like you don't even know what to say in response to this person that seems like they've just mastered so much stuff. So the wind, it represents the element of air, rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. There's different there's north, south, east, and west. So what I'll do here for the pile is a little ending off on this. Let's have everyone pick either north, south, east, or west, and decide what it is you would prefer to pick out of those 4 directions, and then I will read to you the descriptions on each of those here. So for south, carrying a new sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. So maybe some of your projects and little WIPs and stuff like that can be combined into one thing if they're all in the same category, like a sort of a found poetry type thing. Or perhaps you simply need to discard a few things that you no longer are working on and allow for them to have a new home somewhere else. And then for west, calling you to more introspection, to a willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachment and ego desires. So maybe focus on any kind of creation that you're doing, or when you're speaking, don't speak from your ego, speak from your heart. Like, focus on the fact that your vibes are already speaking so loudly for you, and just kind of let that go. Just observe rather than having an opinion on it. And then for north, moving to bring you wisdom and strength. That seems like just like a oh, don't worry honey, I packed your lunch, go on type thing. like just go on to school, bringing you wisdom and strength, just go on your way type of a message. And then the east wind, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. So if you're one of those people who can't seem to complete things, and you did stick around for the pile because you happen to consider, wait, well, I had to complete a lot to get here, because we always forget that as creative people. I have like a bunch of paintings around, and I just finally got impressed by one, and I'm like, wait, they're not that bad. So on and so forth here. Carrying a clarity of vision and purpose. So you will slowly begin to see, may the wind bring us all these things, but you, especially the east wind, will begin to see many changes occurring as a result of that. You'll be able to start clarifying your visions more accurately, more concisely, and put them into reality, put them into form. Give that little guy out of clay a soul and everything. Anyways, so yep, that should be all for your reading, pile number 1. Thank you so much for sitting in and listening with me. I hope that you were having a wonderful day. You are always welcome to subscribe or leave a comment. I will always try my best to reply. And if you would like a personal reading, those are available at my Ko-fi page, and you can access that via my usually via either a comment in the description, which I'm going to try to stray away from. Make sure it's like the pinned comment. Don't accept any links that aren't the pinned comment, but and on my main YouTube homepage. So you can go ahead and click on the name below if you would like to take a look at a personal reading, or even at leaving a tip. And thank you so much for your time. I really hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you later. Hello everyone, and welcome to pile number 2. If you chose this little, I think this is like a monstera leaf. If you chose this little monstera leaf, then this is your pile for the day. And I will go ahead and put him over there for now. I'll take a little sippy of my tea. And we shall get started. For you, I have a number of different cards that were already pre-shuffled and set out before the reading. To begin with, I have, for you, I choose love no matter what. From the universe. That's a message from the universe. So that already speaks volumes. Like, this pile, the first pile was kind of intimidating in a way. This pile, I just you give me like the like naps, the cozy comforter vibes. Like, I just wanna have tea with this person on a rainy day type of an energy. Like, ooh, it's nice. And especially if it's a combination of the two, then I hope I'm already friends with you or something, because if not, let me know in the comments, because I had to at least say hi at some point on your journey through life. And then we have I think the Jack in this, give me one moment on that, represents the Knight of Cups. So even nicer, holy crap. Yeah, the Jack of Hearts in this one. I believe that would be the Knight. I don't know, it's a little bit different. But this is giving me big Pisces energy. The booklet speaks about contemplation in this as well. Like, you seem like someone who maybe contemplates their decisions a whole lot. We also had another card for you, which is the Queen of Swords. So that's really nice. This is giving me Aurora's warrior vibes, Warrior of Love. I will link her song Warrior in the description below, because this is definitely the vibe I'm getting between these two. Because the Queen of Swords doesn't necessarily fit as well with all this. I mean, it does fit with the contemplation, don't get me wrong. But she can on occasion be a little bit cold, but choosing love no matter what is the best solution for the Queen of Swords. I mean, she already has a sword. She doesn't really need to be crazy, like, overprotective or anything like that. So I'll put that one up there. We also have the Empress, which came out in the reverse. So maybe there is a little bit of that energy from other people. Like, other people may think your vibes are a little bit more towards, rather than just being, they may see you more for the Queen of Swords side, rather than seeing you for, like, your contemplative energy and wanting to focus on the positives of situations, focusing on the love in the situation. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So yeah, people may think that you're just kind of messing around when you say that you are focused on these sorts of things. We have Magic and Taming the Wind. Yeah, Taming the Wind is like a near impossible thing to do, but you can only do it through love and through being like, hey, you want to hang out, Wind? Or something like that. Like, you have to offer an invitation and then not be concerned if it's an invitation that is not accepted, because the wind does represent freedom in a very important way. And then we also have Magic. That it seems like, I feel like people may think that you are someone who is a bit underhanded somehow, like they can't possibly be that nice, is something that I would be hearing in this situation. Like, no, they would never actually be that nice. Like, there has to be something else going on, when in reality you're just taking the basic time to just contemplate and to know the cycles of the world around you, to just know that everything eventually turns into the next thing. I'm also seeing like some Aries symbolism in here. Like, maybe you're an Aries that doesn't really empathize as much with all the whole like strong-headedness stuff. And you didn't like the Aries stuff growing up, just like I didn't like. I mean, when we read about our sun signs and stuff, we can get ourselves confused in the first place, and then we don't really give astrology a fair shot. But the Queen of Swords here definitely comes across as like if we see here, she's like the victor, like she's got all the swords and stuff like that, and people are concerned maybe in the distance about how you can actually be as positive as you are, and how you can be like overly kind. Because again, this is a hype up reading, so I'm not necessarily reading any of this negatively. But I think it's one of those things where this is that pile that needs to protect themselves, because not everyone is going to understand why you are as kind as you are. And I'm going to pull another one of these oracle messages for you as well. The Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. Oh, one came right out. The Ghost Dance. And I will read that as part of our medicine here. Because I would like to at least... Whoops. Dong. Calling to attention. The Ghost Dance. Because I would like to, well, I already opened straight up to magic, but you may be someone who often has a lot of synchronicities around them and things like that, and people may think like, oh my gosh, are they a witch? Are they taming the wind or something along those lines? You give off this energy of someone who has something else going on in the background, either a lavish garden in the background, like you just give off the energy that you have like a gorgeous garden at home where it's just beautiful things that you're caring for, or you give off the energy that there's something going on behind those swords. And again, this is something that is simply, you really truly do just take on the world with the open eyes of a child. I'll also link another Aurora song in here as a result of that. If you're an Aurora fan, then congratulations, because you found the right pile. You're accepting certain things with like a childlike wonder, and by just being in awe of the elements and the great spirit that surrounds everything in the entire universe. you seem to be very in tune with that, whereas others may not be as in tune, and they may be missing that whole beat of that entire gorgeous drum. And thus they're like, oh my God, how are they constantly getting that right? How are they constantly getting that right? That doesn't make any sense. The beat of the drum with the ghost dance. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. So in this case, I would say you definitely have a lot of ancestor energy here. And there's a lot of people who are actually, if you find that people are just falling out of your life on occasion and you don't have to cut them out, that's definitely your ancestors getting involved. I can say that much with relative certainty. Like it's either your ancestry in some way, like your energy is putting them off. Like there's something about your soul that just understands things on a deeper level, or you have people who are just protecting you. Like if you truly believe in like spirits who can watch over you, then those people are watching over you 100%. They are there to protect you at every turn and make sure that what you have, this bubble that's around, like it seems like it's very breathable and all that, but the goal is to make sure that that bubble doesn't necessarily pop. Like you want to maintain that child, like the purity and the ability to just look at something and be like, oh, this leaf is really pretty. I really like that. And then just go about your day. And people may think like, oh, they were brushing some dust off. They're so fastidious. They're so whatever negative words we can use for people who are cleaning a lot. When in reality, you were just enjoying the beauty of something like that. And it can happen on occasion. If you are trapped, this is the medicine for the ghost dance. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth, or opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. Gather a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny into the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. So yeah, this is the pile where it's like your ancestors or even the line that you came from, even just your blood having existed through so many of these situations, as it is passed down in an endless line from the first being that had blood to us. You may be letting some of these people in by choosing love. Like you may be, I'm again going over Aurora's song Warrior. Like the beginning lyrics, if you want to just look up the lyrics for that song even, there's something about like, I stand behind a wall of people and thoughts mind controlling, and I hold a sword to guide me. I'm fighting my way. Like you don't constantly have to put yourself back in those fights, is what I'm trying to bring forth from this particular medicine. Like there are certain situations where choosing love is something that you actually need to be really careful about. Like you can still genuinely wish somebody well and also just let them be out of your life. You can say like, listen, I just don't have the time to maintain this many relationships right now, and I need to focus in on like my really close friends and family and stuff like that. It's not like I dislike you or anything, but I don't think I'm going to be talking to you that much anymore. And then just say goodbye, and then do not respond past a certain point. Like if they start to get manipulative and especially if someone says like, are you okay? Like what's going on? Like at that point, like if someone starts questioning whether you're mentally okay because you don't want to communicate with them, that is a definite sign that you should not be communicating with that person, at least at that time. Like I know there are some relationships you can't necessarily let go of as easily. And there are some relationships that maybe you won't let go of for other reasons. Like if you have to do partial contact with somebody as a result of kids or as a result of just them being a part of your family. That's okay and that's understandable. But there needs to be a boundary somewhere. You need to be willing to hold up that sword, and you need to be willing to also show off that you have all these swords at some point. Like you can choose love and you can wield those swords with grace, because everyone's going to get cake. You're just going to be the one to cut the cake because you're the one who's actually thought about it. You've thought about being fair. We can look at it as these people being the ones, oh, I wanted the biggest piece of cake. I wanted the biggest piece of cake. I'm going to steal the biggest piece of cake anyway. And you're up there like ready to separate it all into these portions so everyone gets all the different colors or whatever colors they specifically want, and ready to separate it into the perfect lines that it needs to be in so that everyone gets a piece of the cake. You're also someone who doesn't necessarily like to sit pretty like that, I would say. Like, maybe you do enjoy, like with the Venus symbol here, maybe you do enjoy that kind of a situation where you get like some self-care time. But I'm really sensing a lot more of like, you don't necessarily think that when you're just sitting and thinking about things that other people are maybe judging you a little bit. And if you do find that people are judging you and they're judging you aloud, those are the people that you need to be cutting off. So if they're not approaching you, then you're already doing really, really well. But specifically recognizing that there are some things that need to be let go of is a really, really important message for this group. And I hate to harp on that one point, but I just got lost in a loop of it. It felt like somebody's ancestors were like, we need to let them know this now. So I just decided to throw that in there for the time being. Just taking a sip of tea. But all in all, I think that overall your energy definitely comes across as a very positive thing to a lot of people. Like, for people who get you, those people get you and they really, really love you. Like, I can guarantee you that the people who do really care about you and who you want to have in your life, especially with this 55, 22, 33, you have double numbers all the way through here, which is just wild to me in so many different ways. But you and especially speaking of synchronicities, because we shuffled another one after all of that. And my cat's telling me it's time to finish up this reading. Thank you, Juniper, my little co-producer. She's like, ma'am, you have been recording for 15 minutes and you need to stop now because I need a snack. Anyways, you really just come across to people as this really interesting and vivacious person, no matter what you choose to do, because you have that energy about you. Like, even if you are just sitting and contemplating and you're like, oh no, I'm kind of boring, or oh no, I'm just kind of overbearing on people. Like, perhaps you might want to worry about that overbearing portion, but not doing anything. Like, sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. And that just means the world to somebody. Like, it really does. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that all those things happened in a row. Like, it's the kind of thing that they would tell a story about if they just met you randomly. Like, oh, I met this person at the gas station and they had these really cool earrings. And the other person's like, well, why? This isn't necessarily, because you can't really articulate a lot of these types of energies. The other person being like, why would you tell me about this? Like, there's no punchline or there's no nothing negative about it. And everyone's like, no, they were just really cool. Like, I wish I could like ask to get someone's number as like a friend type of a thing. But again, keep protecting yourself, because sometimes people aren't in your life for the right reason or can't enter your life for the right reasons. And maintain the fact that those synchronicities and stuff like that will always be letting you know. It's like a resounding echo, like trying to let you sound out the environment around you. Not always a negative, not always a positive, not always an in-between, but a mixture of all of these things. A mixture of change, a mixture of the same, and a mixture of, you know, inviting other people in who are the right people. And I hope that that is a succinct enough reading for you, pile number 2. I appreciate your time, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. If you are able to subscribe or leave a like or a comment, it would mean a whole lot to me, because I am still working on the channel and building it up from bare bones. And if you would like to support me, or if you would like any kind of a personal reading, I do offer those. You would just have to navigate to my YouTube page or the pinned comment below this video in order to visit my Ko-fi page, which is where all of that is available. You can leave a tip and I will thank you directly in each of the videos, or you are more than welcome to purchase a small personal reading for yourself. And with that, I hope that you have a lovely day. I hope that you are protected from all of the negativity that may surround you in certain situations, which I guarantee you that you are. Like, this got stuck to this like a shield. Like, I could pick up the card with this, protected by the either the experiences that you've gone through or your family line has gone through, or protected by your ancestors themselves. And I hope that you are blessed and stay safe and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this little leaf, I'm being called to say that if you chose both piles, then this is your leaf. Otherwise, if you chose just pile number 3, then this is your leaf. I added in a new leaf, which is this leaf. I don't know why I was called to say that, but I was called to say it. I will say that I started doing this pile, and then it automatically restarted. So I should say for people in this pile to take a deep breath, just in and out. And then one more in and out. And you can take another one as we go through these. We have my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. This rainbow especially reminds me of a very big supporter in my life, someone I love very much and I appreciate greatly. So I'm already getting this sort of a healer type energy from these cards. We have the 8 of Pentacles, which means that you're definitely willing to work on those manifestations, and you're definitely willing to focus on the positives as well. So you're someone who's just surrounded by as much positivity as you can handle, and that's because you are focused on that positivity. You definitely have to work for it at certain points, but it's also, it seems to be more of like you view it as more of a quilting process. You view it as more of a creative process of engaging with the world around you rather than simply focusing on what is already offered to you. Because some of these cups are upside down. They might be empty at that point. But if you see it as the cup itself and as the opportunities that it may present, all of those opportunities are coming to greet you. You have the 3 of Coins in reverse. So you may be someone who is not necessarily as, not necessarily as social. Like you may have a smaller social life or something along those lines. I'm also looking through this little book here. You also may not necessarily consider yourself to be too much of a, like, maybe from an outward perspective, you don't seem like you're much of a crafts person. Like you don't seem like you work too hard. Or maybe you just don't think like you're working too hard. But you may be perhaps even overworking in certain situations. Because remember, it's your energy that's creating your reality. And then Temperance. No, I don't think you're overworking. I think you just understand when you need to and when you don't. You might be even past this craftsman stage that the 3 of Coins represents. Then we have the Earth Keeper and the Serpent. And that's especially nice. The Serpent, I know, represents the creative force of Mother Earth in this particular deck. It is a representation of like fertility and things along those lines. I can actually read to you. The Serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. And then we also have the Earth Keeper. Just as you're involved with co-creating your world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of Earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of a planet where all beings live in peace. Exactly what we were talking about. They choose, it's the hard work of choosing to look at things from a more positive perspective. That rainbow again just keeps hitting me again. It's that person was described as a rainbow because they always see the best in every single negative situation. Like they're always able to find a positive somewhere, like the rainbow at the end of a rainstorm. And you really seem like someone who's looking for that rainbow at the end of the storms. You don't put too much effort in it, but you seem, maybe you've even past the need to put effort into it, like it's something that you just do automatically at this point. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement and are ready to dream big with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations. Take on the mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need whom you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets and feed the strays that come by. Clean up your yard, as this is a reflection of your relationship to the earth. So yeah, maybe now that it's about planting time, at least the time that this is being released, maybe try getting even a couple new house plants, but maybe try growing some things from seed and seeing how that works out for you, because you can grow some really beautiful things by just picking up a couple of packets of pansies even. Pansies and sunflowers are very, very easy beginner plants to grow. As long as you are willing to put in the effort, maybe like do a Google search on how to germinate them and watch a few videos on how things have turned out. save some egg cartons that you can use for that. But there's a lot of different ways to beautify your home in a way that doesn't necessarily cost a lot, but will allow for you to feel the success of, like, I have a brand new little leaf here, and I'm so thrilled about that. I'm just in love with the little leaf. And this little guy has been growing since my first reading. I don't know if you'd be able to look back and see. If you are interested in another reading after this one, if you're really confused, you may be able to go back to my first ever reading, where this little guy was just itty bitty, and in just 2 months thereabout. I took a little bit of a break there because I was a little overwhelmed with the whole process, but I think I'm getting back into it. Like, the leaves are almost as big as this leaf. It's just been growing and growing and growing. This one is about as big as my hand back here. So that is something that I'm being called to say, is that's how your energy is perceived by other people. 100% is just every time they see you, it's like, oh, you're just still growing and growing and growing. You're just getting more beautiful every single day. You're getting more wise every single day. So be sure to spend some time making that beauty something that you can see in your life as well, to watch grow. And then you will be able to refer back to that with your own growth, to view that as like how you are growing. Of course, don't take necessarily like a plant dying as a reason that you aren't feeling well, but just take it as it comes and find something that will be able to reflect to you the beauty that you bring into other people's lives, because you are changing the world. You are one of those people who ignites your talents to ignite the world. To borrow a quote from another tarot reader who I will leave in the description below, actually. And now I'll pull that card over here because I just happened to glance over. This is one of my homemade cards. And this is, I believe Luna Tarot is the one who does this. And I have a couple cards that have some kind of quotes based off of the stuff that she's taught me over the years. Remember, it's not about you any longer, or it's not about me any longer, it says in the text here. Grow the sacred dream and your personal life will flourish. As you care for your body, you show your care for Mother Earth, so begin with the stewardship of your health. What are you putting in your mouth, and are you feeding on foods and thoughts that are not good for you? Start doing what you know will be good for you today. And I know that it is good to stop the reading here for the time being, because I think I've given you a whole bunch of boost up here, because I guarantee you, like, you are seen as someone who has their stuff together. You're actually being called on to do even more, like to help more with the earth around you, to try to take better care of yourself, and definitely to bring some beauty and new creative projects into your life. There's a lot that can be learned through this life force, and when we create things, especially things like paintings, like even something as simple as this, where I've just painted some very, very simple, like, you can write your own messages, you can write Bible verses, you can write the names of goddesses that you like to read about, in order to give you a bit of insight into your creative process, and just create a bunch of cards like this, and then just pull one every day, and then just remind yourself and keep looking at a piece of art over and over again, so that you can start to see, like, oh, there's a little mistake there, but it doesn't look bad. Like, it's not terrible. It's okay. And all the bright colors and all that. Like, just find something in your environment that you can create in order to bring more beauty into your life. Maybe make some little plants, some little leaves, and cut them out. But whatever it is, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's pottery, whether it's just beadwork, just find something beautiful to bring into your world. And that is the message that I have for you today. You are a very powerful person. I can already tell. I am very impressed with you, and I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed day. And I wish you only the best. If you would like to help support the channel at all, you're more than welcome to do so. I have a coffee link available on my profile, and also on the pinned comment below this video. And if you could leave a subscribe or a like or a comment if you are not able to support, that also does a whole lot supporting the channel as well. So thank you so much for your time, pile number 3, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Bye bye now.